Those who like to use straw cups, please be aware. Do not walk around casually while drinking water. Otherwise, it may end up like this. The girl fell into extreme panic. While paramedics were comforting her, they were also inquiring with the mother. The mother said her daughter was drinking water and accidentally tripped by a dog while walking, fell face first, and the straw went in. But judging from the angle of the straw now and the blood flowing from the nose, it doesn't seem like it's lodged in the throat, but rather it seems to be lodged in the skull. Mikami wiped the blood stains with a tissue. She knew it wasn't blood but cerebral spinal fluid. The straw must have pierced her cranial cavity. The girl also heard Mikami's words. Instantly frightened, she burst into tears. The nearby puppy also started barking wildly. Mikami quickly comforted the girl while telling the mother to take away the puppy. But at this point, the girl's emotions completely collapsed. Then Novak saw the straw cup nearby.
Honey, you have the limited edition pink tumbler? I stood in line in the cold for 2 hours trying to get my hands on one of those. The lady in front of me snatched up the last 3.
She successfully diverted the girl's attention. Finally, the girl gradually calmed down. There was a rear-end collision on the road. What made the driver of the car behind despair was that the truck driver was only focused on singing, completely unaware of the car behind. In this way, the car was dragged for about half of a mile. Just a moment ago, two good friends were driving home after work. They happened to be driving behind the truck, but unexpectedly, a car at the intersection suddenly changed lanes. The truck driver braked suddenly, and then the car got embedded in the back of the truck, being dragged forward along the way. Even when the firefighters arrived at the scene, the truck driver still didn't notice the accident behind him due to the angle. The firefighters had no choice but to overtake the truck, finally forcing it to stop. They put out the fire immediately. After removing the rear windshield, they successfully rescued the girl in the back seat, but the driver in the front seat was seriously injured, suffering multiple open fractures. Because the car's front was severely compressed by the truck, rescuing the woman would take at least another 20 minutes. However, the driver was losing a lot of blood, and her blood pressure was dropping rapidly. Without a timely blood transfusion, the situation would become critical. The nearest blood bank would take at least an hour to arrive. At that moment, the driver passed out. The woman in the back seat said she had type O blood and could provide a transfusion for the driver.
Taylor, field transfusion's risky for both of you understand?
Just trying to help my friend.
But another paramedic said doing a person-to-person went against the protocol. However, Michelle didn't care. Compared to the protocol, the driver's life was more important at that moment. Finally, with everyone's cooperation, the woman's blood was continuously transfused into the driver's body. Perhaps in response to her friend's call, the driver's blood pressure finally stopped dropping. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, and soon the driver woke up.
Your friend just saved your life.
The elderly woman had been dead for several days. Her body had already started to decompose, but her son firmly believed that his mother was just unwell. He stubbornly called the paramedics, insisting that his mother had been fine in the morning. It was only after dinner that she stopped responding to him. However, the moment the paramedics entered the room, the smell of decay hit them. They saw the woman on the bed whose body had already begun to rot.
Trevor, can you sit down for me?
But the man became upset, demanding why they weren't saving her.
I'm so sorry. Your mother's gone. She's passed away.
The paramedics' response made the man furious. He insisted that his mother was just resting. When they wanted to call the county coroner's office and asked dispatch to send a mental health unit, the man raised a samurai sword. No matter how the paramedics explained, the man insisted that his mother was still alive and demanded they do their job with no choice as the man had a weapon. They pretended to start resuscitation, saying that the woman had a very weak pulse.
20 milligrams of droperenol.
One of the team members then brought a defibrillator, and they told the man they needed to remove her clothes for the shock. The man quickly turned around. The team pretended to be busy with the resuscitation, while the captain secretly set the defibrillator to 300 joules.
1, 2, Trevor.
At that moment, the paramedics regained control of the situation and were able to contact dispatch. Once the man calmed down, he continued to angrily question the paramedics about why they weren't saving his mother.
I promised to take care of her.
And you did. You fought for her. In the end, that's all we can do.
A man came into the hospital with a 14-year-old girl in severe pain. The man talked about her last pregnancy. She would get sick like this and had a spontaneous miscarriage.
There's a waiting area. We'll give your daughter a little more privacy.
My daughter? Lindsay's my wife.
When they found out the man was the teen girl's husband, both doctors were shocked. Natalie and will talk to Sharon about the teen girl. Sharon told them there was nothing they could do. Her parents had consented. Natalie told the girl that she had tumors that needed to be removed with surgery and chemotherapy. Her husband thought this was all a ploy to make her infertile. Natalie spoke to the girl alone. The girl was afraid to talk to Natalie without her husband present. Natalie told her that by law she could be emancipated. The husband came into the room and got angry. The two of them had a shouting match outside her room, which ended with him calling her the B word. Then Goodwin came, threw Natalie off the case, and put Will in charge. Will tried to talk with the girl's husband. He played nice with the husband before heading to the girl's room to speak with her alone. The girl wanted to have a hysterectomy. Will told her she was so young, she didn't have to do that. But the girl explained that she didn't want to bring a child into this world. Will was wheeling the teen girl into surgery. Her husband came in. He wanted to know what was going on. He was angry. Will told him he had her consent and he needed to move out of the way.
I will have you forcibly removed from the premises.
The husband told his wife that she would be banned from the church. She smiled as she was wheeled away. The construction basket suddenly broke. A car was hit by falling debris. The driver fortunately survived, but her friend was a bloody mess. Having no sign of life already, the firefighter looked up, seeing more things constantly falling down. The surviving driver was in constant danger. Firefighters quickly evacuated the onlookers while preparing to rescue the driver. But at that moment, they had to race against time to rescue the woman before the basket completely collapsed. With the combination of a saw and hydraulic shears, the car door was quickly torn apart. The firefighter removed the car door. Casey put a neck brace on the woman. They had just lifted the woman onto the stretcher. A piece of glass fell and shattered. The woman was successfully rescued. A mother rushed over, anxiously asking how her daughter was. Casey couldn't say. Because they knew one girl was already dead, he just couldn't bear to tell the mother the truth.
He has blonde hair.
Casey realized the blonde was the surviving driver.
She's okay. She's right over there.
The mother ran towards her daughter, unaware of how another mother would cope with her daughter's death.
This man leaped directly from a 300 feet high building, then opened a parachute, slowly descended in front of his girlfriend. It turns out he did this just to propose to his girlfriend. Just as his proposal reached its crucial moment, an accident happened. The parachute was unexpectedly blown onto a pickup truck by a strong wind. Even more unfortunate, the pickup truck actually started, dragging the man along, drifting away. The girlfriend quickly dialed 911. However, the situation was even worse than she imagined, because the license plate she provided belonged to the bank robber who had just committed a robbery. Soon the police car caught up. The robber's car was speeding with the man in tow. It wouldn't be long before the man's situation turned dire. At this moment, the experienced cop immediately caught up with the robber and said,
"They gave you decoy money. You're wasting your time."
When the robber looked down, blue ink sprayed out from the banknotes. Just as this happened, a truck came head-on. The robber's car collided directly with it due to obstructed view. His fate would now be determined by the law. The man hanging from the parachute, however, was in a sorry state, suffering from extensive fractures throughout his body. Fortunately, he remained conscious. At this point, firefighters noticed that he was holding onto something tightly. They initially thought it was due to muscle spasms, until the man slowly released his hand. It was then that everyone realized he had clutched the engagement ring tightly in his hand.
Really awesome.
Oh my God!
Hey, just try to relax, Marcus. Okay, deep breaths. I feel it starting to go. I feel it starting to go.
I need more leverage.
Maybe it's time to head upstairs.
No. Just need a better angle.
Too restricting. Ethan, I'm good. Good. There we go. It's going. You got it, Marcus. We got it. We got this. Yes! We'll give you a little time to rest, and then we'll check back shortly, okay?
I can't thank you enough, Dr.
Gotta hand it to you, man. Hey. Hey, you okay, man? I'm gonna need an MRI.